With the Grateful Goddess, and with me today is Mary Finlayson. I like to highlight different people who have come into my life and have had some real meaning, significance, and I've been inspired by their wisdom, their story, and their authentic self. And Mary is no different, and I really wanted to introduce you to her today because of the way she has used her adversity and challenges in life to sort of crack herself open into living a more authentic and joyful life. Share your story with us?
Sure. I had just moved from Colorado to Tucson with my family, and I was struggling. I had such a great circle of friends in Colorado, and I moved here, and I was struggling with making friends, and I was just in a down place in my life, and I was trying to keep myself up. I was training for a marathon that was back in Colorado, trying to keep those attachments. And I ended up tearing a vein in my neck, and it clotted and then went up into my thalamus, and I had a stroke from it. Which at that point I went even down further, because I was a stay-at-home mom of 2 girls. They were 3 and 6 at the time, and I wasn't able to take care of them. I couldn't dress myself. I couldn't drive. I couldn't fix things for them. And so my mom came down, thank goodness, and helped us get through that. And I realized that I needed more time to heal than just the couple months my mom was able to stay. So I went back to Colorado, and I moved back in with my parents to try and just get back on my feet and heal. And I was so glad that I was able to have that time with my mom and dad, because my mom has multiple sclerosis. And so when I had the stroke and I realized that I couldn't do something, I had my mom's example of childhood. My mom never ever took it as a negative thing. It was positive. My mom just continued to battle her disease and continued to give us as normal life as possible.
Right.
And so that was a great example to me, that this was just something that happened, and we were going to see the positive in it and the good, be blessed through it.
Right.
So.
Right. So then you also recognized that you were living a life without support in it, so that...
Yes.
So then you made radical changes in your life.
My marriage that I was in, it wasn't authentic, it wasn't real. The stroke kind of tore down the veil of it, and I realized that I needed to, my husband at the time, he was a very strong personality, and he was very accomplished in many, many things. And I was in his shadow, and it was time that I took this opportunity to step out from his shadow and give to the world in more of an authentic way, and not just be a supporting being. I needed to now be more contributing to the world and to what I had to offer. And I really took on a role of, or my motto, I guess, was that I really want to help other women become more of who they are inside. And so I've really tried to do that. I have, my daughters see me trying to do that, and in their ways they both have done that, and that's a great accomplishment for me. It was being a stay-at-home mom, but I wasn't contributing to other people. Even as stay-at-home moms, we can contribute, and I had just shut myself off from that, and I needed to,
So what do you do to live out that mantra?
Well, I have amazing women that are around me. I work with all women. I do have the pleasure of having 10 women that I manage, and we at a local business here in town, and we I really get, they're young, and they I get to help them see direction in their life. I get to help them either with one girl, she wants to start her own business, and so we're helping her do that, and just painting that vision for them of what their lives could be. That they don't need to just plug along, and that they can do so much more. So it doesn't take a lot, but we do need to, you know, I was just on the rat race, the hamster wheel, and
yes.
you know, and there wasn't any joy. There wasn't, and I realized that I needed to. It sounds contradicting, but you need to give yourself away, or give, not yourself, but give to other people to receive the joy back. And that's been the biggest lesson, that, you know, I was containing myself, and I was keeping myself, and I was just, and now through the stroke, I realized, because so many people helped me in my time of need, and it just opened up all this positivity in my life, and it really was a blessing, and that it changed my life from.
Were you somebody who had a difficult time receiving? So then you were put in a situation in which you had no choice but to receive?
It was, definitely. I just didn't, you know, it was me and my family, and we were isolated, and we didn't, like I said, yeah, we didn't receive anything, but we also didn't give anything. And then it was just opened my eyes that people were so generous with my parents opening up their home and taking care of my children and letting me recover. And, you know, I'd been out of the workforce, and then getting my first job when they knew all my medical problems, and they still were patient with me. And I worked again, and I worked in a daycare setting, and so it was all women. And there were days that I had to go to doctor's appointments or whatever, and they were so giving of picking up my kids, or helping me, or taking me to doctor's appointments.
And what do you think your daughters have learned from this?
Persistence, definitely, and that that necessarily what the world necessarily might say is a bad thing isn't necessarily a bad thing. That their perception is their reality. Because my stroke wasn't a bad. We never perceived it as a bad thing. It was a challenge, and we overcame it as a family. And I think that, I hope, and I believe that if they do come into challenges, whatever challenges that come up in their life, that they will just look at it as a good thing, that it is a blessing, and receive it as a good thing, and then turn it into a better thing.